Hey, Mike. What? Who's got next?
What's good, y'all? It's your man Hezo, and welcome back to the Blacktop, where I always got next, you feel me? So look, man, I got another rant video for y'all today, and it is in regards to the original Hezo, Melo, my boy Carmelo Anthony, one of my all-time favorite players, in my top 3 all-time favorite players. And let me just tell y'all, man, I'm so sick and tired of the Melo slander on social media, on people's podcasts, on YouTube. It is out of control. Be sure to subscribe to the channel if you are new. Leave a like on the video. It helps me grow my channel out a ton. So if y'all can hit that sub button, help me get to my first 400, I would greatly appreciate it. And let's get right into it. So this is a topic that I've actually wanted to talk about for a while now, and I just never really got around to it. But again, I'm so sick and tired of seeing the Melo slander on Twitter and on people's podcasts, on YouTube and social media and all this other stuff, talking about how Melo is a cancer. Some people think that he's not a first ballot Hall of Famer, and that is just pure insanity. You have to really not know the game of basketball or not know anything about basketball history to not think that Melo is a first ballot Hall of Famer. I'm not gonna sit here and rattle off Melo's accolades, because if you know hoops and if you've been watching Melo, you know his career. Now I get he's never played in an NBA Finals, blah blah blah, all that other bullshit. I get all that, man, I really do. But to start it off, like, he was robbed of Rookie of the Year his rookie season whenever Braun won it. If anything, at the very worst, they should have been co-Rookie of the Year. But everybody knows that Melo had a better rookie season than Braun. It wasn't by much, no, it wasn't. But the deciding factor, to me, was that Melo got his team to the playoffs. LeBron won Rookie of the Year. It is what it is. Let's move on. In 2013, I feel like he was snubbed of an MVP. Now, yeah, I know LeBron won in 2013, and you could say, oh, he didn't have as good of a season as LeBron. I get all that. You could argue that. But the eye test tells me that Melo was more impactful to the Knicks team than LeBron was with the Heat. If you take Melo off that Knicks team, they're not sniffing the playoffs. I'm sorry. If you take LeBron off that Heat team, they're still a playoff team because of Wade and Bosh. Now, obviously, they were a championship contender with LeBron on it, right? But the fact that he got the Knicks out of the first round for the first time they'd been to the playoffs in I don't know how long, the fact that Melo put them in position to be a successful franchise, well, maybe not 30 years, but close to it actually, just tells me that Melo that season should have been MVP. Now I know it. I'm a Melo fan. You see my channel name, right? I'm a Melo fan. I've always been a Melo fan. I'm always gonna be a Melo fan. But look, man, let's not deny the career that Carmelo Anthony has had with the lack of help that he's had his entire career. When you break it down and look at his career, he has never once played with a great player. You can argue, yeah, he played with Iverson in Denver at 32 years old, you know, but Melo wasn't even really in his prime yet. He was like 24 years old. He was like in his second or third, I think it was like third or fourth year actually. Come on, man, Iverson was towards the end of his prime. They got Chauncey Billups, I get that. They made it to the Western Conference Finals that year in 2000. I think it was 2009. Correct me if I'm wrong on that. 2008, 2009. It was somewhere around there. I can't remember that far back. But they had Chauncey Billups, who was aging. He was not the same Chauncey Billups he was when the Pistons won the championship in 2004. An aged Marcus Camby, an aged Kenyon Martin, a young J.R. Smith who was never really better than just a 6-man. They had a dog shit bench, and they didn't play defense. When you look at that team constructed, that was the best team he ever played with, and he ran into Kobe and Pau Gasol in the Lakers. Fast forward to when he played with New York. He had a gimpy Amari Stoudemire who made an all-star team the first year he was with New York, and then after that, Amari's career just went downhill. He never had a viable team to actually compete for a championship. I guess you can argue the Denver team, and you can argue that New York team, but come on, man, those teams weren't championship teams. They were good teams. They were really good teams that could have made it that made it far in the playoffs. But that Knicks team, they had a defensive player of the year in Tyson Chandler. Okay, I get that. Other than that, man, come on, who else was helping Melo? Amari was always banged up. He was not the same Amari that he was in Phoenix. Come on, Jason Kidd was 38, 39 years old. Yeah, they had Jeremy Lin, whoop-de-frickin-do. J.R. Smith, again, no more than just a 6-man. Amon Shumpert was a decent player, but he did not have any other stars. When you look at other great players amongst history in terms of players that have won championships, about 99% of them had another all-star player that won a championship alongside them. You can go back as far as the last 20 to 30 years. Outside of maybe Dirk with the 2011 Mavs, every single other team that won a championship had multiple all-stars, more than at least one, had at least two, sometimes even three. You look at the Celtics, you look at the Lakers, you look at the Warriors, you look at the Cavs, even the Raptors whenever they won with Kawhi when they had Pascal Siakam and Kawhi. Though every team that has won the championship the last 20 to 30 years had multiple all-stars. Melo never had that, man. As basketball fans, we gotta stop the narrative on diminishing players' careers when they never had the opportunity to play with other great players. And it's not even just Melo, it's other guys like AI, like T-Mac, like Vince Carter. Other guys that never had a chance to play with other great players, or when they did, they were at the tail end of their careers, and we somehow hold them accountable that they were never able to win a championship or make it to a championship because of a dog shit supporting cast they had their entire career. It's the same exact case with Allen Iverson, and I might be doing a video on that in the future, so keep a lookout for that as well. I'm tired of the slander on Melo, man. He has done so much for the game of basketball. He's one of the best scorers we have ever seen. He's top 10 all-time in scoring, and it's a damn shame that the Nuggets at the end of Melo's career is probably not going to retire his jersey. And I think he literally will be the only top 10 player in terms of scoring that does not have his jersey retired, or he'll be one of the very few players in the Hall of Fame that doesn't get his jersey retired by the team that he was in his prime with. That is just absurd. I know Joker's wearing 15. I get all that. I get all that. But the fact that he was even allowed to wear 15 is wild to me. When you look at other great players, even players that never won a championship, you don't see anybody wearing 34 with Phoenix. You don't see anybody wearing 34 with Philly. You don't see anybody wearing 34 with the Jazz, 32 with the Jazz. Or who's 34? Was it Carmelo? No, I'm tripping. 34. He was 32 and 12 was John Stockton. I'm tripping. Either way, y'all get what I'm saying. You don't see anybody wearing 21 with Dominique Wilkins. We ain't never gonna see nobody wear 23 again with the Cavs. It is so disrespectful from the organization of the Nuggets to Melo. They posted something a while back that, like, it was some type of social media post when they were saying who's the greatest Nugget of all time, and they put a little picture up of multiple great players that played for the Nuggets. Melo wasn't even in the graphic. That is wild to me. He's a top 3 Denver Nuggets player of all time. I personally think he's the greatest. I mean, you can argue Joker now because he's a 2-time MVP, but Melo to me should have at least one MVP on my resume. I already talked about that. You can dispute it if you want. I don't care. That's my opinion. You're not going to convince me otherwise. He's a multiple-time All-NBA player. He's the greatest Olympic player we've ever seen, and you can't dispute that. He's a 3-time gold medalist. He's a first-ballot Hall of Famer, man. And if you're just a Melo hater, then just say that. Just say you don't like Melo. But to say that he was a cancer and he couldn't win, it's ridiculous. Strictly ridiculous. I don't even really know what else more to say. Again, this is just one of those rant videos where I don't know. I have to support my guy, man. And I have done it several times in the past couple weeks with these type of videos. And I actually kind of like recording them because it gives me a chance to come to my guy's defense. But Melo, again, he's my number 3 all-time favorite player. I'm always going to support him. But just the disrespect with him and other guys is just crazy. Start putting some respect on Melo's name. And he's a top 10 all-time scorer. One of the greatest scorers. In my opinion, he's a top 5 scorer in their prime that we have ever seen in terms of a 3-level scorer. He can get a bucket in any way he wants. And even today, he can still score in any way. No, he's not going to be prime Melo. No, he's not going to give you 20, 25 a game, but he can still give you about 15 points a game if he's utilized the right way and in the right system. I'm interested to see who's going to sign him. I'm going to pretty much leave it there, man. Let me know what y'all think down in the comments. Where do y'all rank Melo all time? There's some people that put players above him that are just outrageous. I'm not gonna name names. Y'all tell me who you think is better. Y'all tell me where you think Melo ranks all time. Leave a like on the video, and I will catch y'all next episode.